Ladies and gentlemen, today we traverse the timeless tale of a little girl's voyage through a bewildering and whimsical world, a seminal piece of literature that has left its indelible imprint on countless generations. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll is a riveting story full of unforgettable characters, absurd situations, and a charm that has transcended the boundaries of time and space. The narrative begins on a lazy, sunny afternoon. Alice, a young and curious girl, is idly passing time on the riverbank with her older sister when she spots a peculiar white rabbit, complete with clothing and a pocket watch, frantically muttering about being late. Intrigued by this extraordinary sight, Alice follows the rabbit down a large rabbit hole, thus commencing her extraordinary journey into the surreal realm of Wonderland. Upon reaching the bottom of the rabbit hole, Alice finds herself in a long corridor lined with doors. A small golden key and a diminutive door catches her attention, but the door is too small for her to pass through. She comes across a bottle labeled "Drink Me," the contents of which cause her to shrink to a size small enough to fit through the door. However, she has left the key on the table and is now too tiny to reach it. A cake with the words "Eat Me" inscribed on it then causes her to grow to an enormous size. After a flood of tears caused by the oversized Alice, she manages to reach the right size, retrieve the key, and finally pass through the door into a beautiful garden. The next phase of Alice's adventures sees her interacting with a myriad of bizarre and perplexing characters. There are the mouse and the other animals in the caucus race who are running to dry off from Alice's sea of tears. Then she comes across the house of the white rabbit, where she is sent to fetch some gloves and fan, and where she enlarges and shrinks again, causing quite a ruckus. In her continued journey, Alice encounters a pair of mischievous characters, the caterpillar and the Cheshire cat. The caterpillar helps Alice adjust her size using a mushroom, while the Cheshire cat, known for his evanescent nature and the broad grin, points her in the direction of the Mad Hatter and the March Hare, who are eternally stuck at tea time due to a dispute with time itself. Alice's encounter with the Mad Hatter, the March Hare, and the Dormouse at the tea party presents a conundrum of nonsensical riddles and a logical conversation, underlining the absurdity that is a constant in Wonderland. After a vexing conversation, Alice departs, resuming her quest to reach the beautiful garden. Alice eventually encounters 3 gardeners in the form of playing cards, painting white roses red for fear of beheading by the Queen of Hearts, a testament to the strange and perilous order of this peculiar world. Soon Alice is introduced to the Queen, the King, and the rest of the deck of cards, and she participates in a croquet match where flamingos serve as mallets and hedgehogs as balls. The adventure progresses with a peculiar trial. The Knave of Hearts has been accused of stealing the Queen's tarts. The court of the Queen of Hearts, filled with characters Alice has met on her journey, is no less absurd than the rest of Wonderland. Alice eventually grows to her full size and asserts that the proceedings are ridiculous before she wakes up on the riverbank to find that it was all a dream. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is a fantastical tale, laden with rich symbolism, satire, and intricate wordplay. Carroll ingeniously encapsulates the transition from childhood to adolescence, filled with curiosity, confusion, and a struggle to understand an illogical world. Alice, as an emblem of childlike innocence, tries to make sense of the absurdities and contradictions of Wonderland, which in many ways mirror the societal norms and customs of the Victorian era. The characters Alice encounters each reflect different facets of this absurd world and the human condition. The White Rabbit represents the stress of keeping time. The Mad Hatter and the March Hare display the madness of logic and reason taken to extremes, while the Queen of Hearts exemplifies arbitrary authority. Carroll's subtle use of satire is a criticism of the rigidity of the institutions of his time. He used the illogical and fantastical world of Wonderland as a sort of inverted mirror, refracting the norms of the Victorian era in a grotesque and humorous light. In conclusion, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is not merely a children's story filled with fantastical characters and absurd scenarios, but a brilliant satire filled with deep layers of meaning and symbolism. It's a timeless narrative that invites its readers to step into a world where norms are constantly questioned and reality is distorted, reminding us all of the mystifying and often challenging journey of growing up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this deep dive into Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel for more literary summaries, analysis, and discussions. We are constantly adding to our literary treasure trove, and would be delighted to have you join us on this journey through the endless realms of the written word. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep reading.